these small little nuggets just keep us going. All praise to the great I am. So last time we was together, we introduced Bloodlines and Beliefs, and I was saying this was inspired by Sister Joyce sending me that. I don't know if you guys, it did go viral. I know Sister Liz said she watched it. It was a roundtable discussion of sisters, Jews, Christians, and even the Jews. Some of the Israelites had different beliefs, but they had a whole roundtable discussion. I watched like the first 52 minutes of it. Babe, did you say you watched it?
I watched it. Mm-hmm.
Watched it. It was hard. It was hard for me to watch it because is women. It's like, I'm a man, so I'm not, I'm not going to engage with a woman like this. But it's not our culture. Zamaria did put a clip on his page, and I watched the clip he put. And then when Sister Joyce sent it to me, I said, okay, let me watch it for edification for our community, or maybe I will again, maybe I can learn something. So I watched it. In the 52 minutes I watched, I really didn't learn anything. The Christian sisters, they just kept regurgitating the Christian talking points. But the one thing I heard in the Christian sisters questioning, because our sisters, they all are our sisters, but the Israelite sisters kept giving them the lineage, and it's going back to Abraham, and it's about Israel. And our Christian sisters, they couldn't get it, they couldn't receive it. So that sparked me, like, it's a national God, like and then it's like when I started getting the notes together, it's like it's all over the text, and then it's like it's really not hard to believe. Like every nation has their God. China got Buddha. What Buddha is for China? Who got Buddha? Hindus.
China, yeah.
So it's like it's not really not hard to see. Asians got the Buddha or whatever, and then. I remember one time me and my wife was in one of the Chinese stores. We was about to get some Chinese food, and she was like, "Should we leave?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she pointed, they had the little idol there. I'm like, "Oh, no, I ain't." But they let you know who their God is. So it's like when you get into our text, it's really not hard to see that He's our God, He's our power, and He's not yours. And we introduced a word. And I couldn't think of the synonym I was looking for. It came to me just this morning. But there's a Greco-Roman thing called logical fallacy. And logical fallacy is pretty much, I always got on red. Red's his favorite color. That would be a logical fallacy because you didn't ask me. Maybe I caught all this red stuff on sale. Maybe all my other stuff is dirty, but by you seeing, I always got on red, that's his favorite color, that would be a logical fallacy. And so we started giving examples of other logical fallacies, and it's like, because of bad translations, Jesus is God. It's like, that's a logical fallacy. He said he's of God. And then this morning, it hit me, I'm like, they came up with that big old fancy word. All logical fallacy is assumption. It's a poor assumption. So these people, because of Christianity, they have assumed that our power, because this is for the Christians. I try not to get into the Hebrew terms like Yahweh and stuff like that, but our God is not the God of the earth, and that's going to be hard for people to receive. And the logical fallacy is about that, where God is the creator of everything. Yes. He created He owns everything. So He's God of everything. No, that's a logical fallacy. So we're going to get into the text with some witnesses. You guys jump in. This is just a old-fashioned Bible study. Let me see if this is going to work right.
Real quick, while you pulling it up.
Yes, sir.
Y'all heard about the recent, it's this van life dude that had a big TikTok following, the white dude's named Joe Fels. Any of y'all heard of him?
Mm-mm.
All right, well, he recently just ended up dead, but he was like a student, and he came across a whole lot of the ancient like Bibles and historical books, and he had a collection of it, and he was putting together something that was going to expose like all of the findings he got. And like a few weeks before he was going to release it, he was found mysteriously dead. The little black kid that's converting the gas from plastic. Like,
I seen it. Yeah.
Him. They was tight like this, so they was hanging around a lot. And the black kid said a lot of people following him. He get threats and stuff all the time. But the white guys kind of like they kind of felt like, how dare you? Because they got him before they even got the black dude. But he was exposing like a lot of the historical stuff about who the real Jews are and like why they removed the Apocrypha and a lot of stuff you talking about. He was bringing out certain scriptures that identify who the Most High truly is for and stuff like that. And they was like, yeah, we got to get rid of him. So the whole community, the van life community or the truth community, they just like, dang, another one of our people gone, just like that. They knock them off real quick.
So that's been my prayers and my petitions. Like, Father, what should we do? Because I do miss having a building, but I don't miss the worry about paying for it and stuff like that. But then it's like stories like that. It may be time, house to house. You know what I mean? Family to family. Because not that I'm not fearful of them. I know Yahweh will protect us, but then Yahweh Shai says, "Be wise as a serpent." You know what I mean? So that's why these brothers out here screaming. I love my brothers. I love the camp brothers. They my brothers. My wife, my witness. My wife got us tickets years ago to 2019, the 400 commemoration. We went to Hampton. It was beautiful. They had a whole open venue commemorating the 400 years the first African slave came to the shores of Virginia, and our brother was out there teaching. Had fringes, and I had my long tunic with my fringes on. They seen me. It was like shalom, shalom. And it's like we sat right next to them, and they were doing the camp stuff. I was like, these my ox, and then this white man sat next. I don't know why this stuff happened to me. Me and my wife was sitting on this bench and minding our business. I'm listening to the ox though, because we had to walk through the vendors. We had took pictures with some IUIC brothers. So we just like, let's chill out here. I said, well, let's chill, listen to what the brother's talking about. And this white man sits next to me. He's like, do you know what these guys are about? He was a journalist. He said, I'm a journalist, and he was doing a documentary. He was part of the 400-year commemoration documentary. He said, do you know what these guys are about? And I looked at him like, am I being poked? Like, right. I said, well, I can't remember exactly what I said. I said, well, you have to understand, our people have been through a lot, so emotions run high. So these guys are passionate what they're saying, but I said in a nutshell, they're trying to let people know that we are the children of Israel, and this slavery happened because we broke the commandments and yada yada yada. But he sat and talked to me for another. I was like, babe, what's a bit like? Why this stuff happens to me? You sit there like, do you know what they're about? Like, yeah, I know what they're about. They telling the people the truth. Yeah, but that's where I'm at. Like, I don't know. I do miss having a building, but like stories like that, people getting murked out. I don't know. Most High, will be done, and maybe this is the best format right now. House to house. I mean,
to that point, I've been saying it for a while now. I know a lot of our people are online, and for the likes and the followings and things like that. But a lot of such things like that, you can't just expose out there. You know what I mean? Because we know the powers that be,
right.
Are not, they have to keep the lie going.
Right.
So anyone who's trying to come against the lie, you know what I mean? They're gonna off you.
Facts.
They're gonna, try to make it null and void, but they have to keep the lie going. So if these things are the case, we have to keep it under wraps.
Right.
Until,
Because I read the prophecies like the Most High says, I'm going to put the fear of the nations back on y'all. It's like a lot of these ox or because they got numbers, like the purple and gold is like they got the numbers. I don't care. I think they have the numbers. Yeah, but because you got the numbers don't mean you should be out there moving how you moving. So I don't know. I pray for my ox out there, the Akyam, and Most High be with them. When it's time for us to roar, we gonna know. And then those stories about us, you can't touch us. You can't touch us. All praise, thanks the water for sharing that. So the biggest assumption, logical fallacy, is that God is the God of the world, the God of the earth, and He's not. He's the God of the Israelites. I may have to. That's why I hate keynote. 1 second. Let me get him. I always gotta. Let me get Lawaya in here.
I got him in there.
You got him out the water. That's why I hate keynote. So I want to do a quick review. Did I go back? Let me go back. just want to go back to logical fallacy real quick. So, logical fallacies, some examples. Art doesn't like ice cream. I never seen him eating ice cream. That's a logical fallacy or a poor assumption. Just because you never seen him, maybe he's a night snacker. Maybe he's ashamed that he's eating ice cream and he does it at night. These are logical fallacies, pretty much poor assumptions. Poor assumptions. Another one, God created animals so they are all edible. We know. I hear the brother at the job. He's a good brother. Used to work for my wife. Good Christian brother. Crockett. So it's these breadcrumbs is just crazy. So years ago, my wife's still at the job. I'm wearing fringes and garments every day, letting the people know, trying to let the people know who we are. Everyone asks me except our people. You know what I mean? They ask my wife, well, what that mean he got on? My wife said, go ask him. He'll tell you. You know, everyone, I want the brothers to come ask me. Everyone but the brothers ask me. But Crockett is he's a real Christian. You know what I mean? He's not playing. Like he has his Bible on his desk, you know, and so this one day he comes up to my desk walking fat, and me and him, he's a military guy, and I did a little time in the National Guard, so we always making army jokes and whatnot. He comes to my desk, now he talks funny because he's a Southerner, and he got a little lisp. So Crockett, even when he say stuff, the way he says it's gonna make you laugh. But this time he's dead serious. He comes to my desk, eyes as big as 50-cent pieces. He's like, that's not his name. That's not his name. And I looked up like, nah, it's not his name. He said, that's not his name. And I'm like, and I was like, I started sending more videos. I don't even watch our videos. But the other week, him and the brother was talking about, the brother was a cook. The brother said he got skills. So I said, I'm trying not to say his name because we're recording. But I said, yeah. I said, you know, I'll try some of your food. I said, you sell it? I buy a plastic of no pork, though. I can't do no pork. He said, I don't eat swine either. And Crockett said, I eat it. God said everything I made was good. I said, well, here. And he thought I was trying to give him a pound. I said, nah, eat my arm. He said, oh, you know what I'm saying. Nah, you just said everything he made was good. Eat me. And that's the logical fallacy. God created this animal. It's edible. It's logical fallacy. It gets deeper. God created humans, so he loves everyone. That's hard. I mean, and that's why this is when we got to use the wisdom. You can't be out there screaming this. This is so jarring to people. It's going to cause them to want to put hands on you. Like even Trump now want to come up with a national Sabbath. You don't even know so you have to use wisdom. Yes, he created all the humans, but does he love all humans? The text don't support that. God reigns on the just and the unjust. So yes, the just and unjust receives rain. Does he love the unjust? No. He's going to punish them. These are logical fallacies. So that's what we introed last week. And now to bring us up to speed, I think we only got like 5 witnesses today. So Gerald, we may not get to what you want today, but I really believe I've really nailed it down. I think the witnesses are there. So our scriptural focus for this is Jeremiah 31 and 2. This whole series, Bloodlines and Beliefs, is summed up in Jeremiah 31 and 2. Aqua, Liv, you want to read that for us?
Just verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Thus saith Yahweh, the people which were left of the sword found grace in the wilderness, even Yasharallah, when I went to cause him to rest.
That's Jeremiah 31 too?
Come on. KJV.
Seriously?
Uh-huh.
Jeremiah 31 too?
Oh, and the team Psalm says
Nothing.
it's
Can we check something out here?
Yeah, you can. It should be good, but you just
the first verse in Septuagint.
Did I pull the wrong verse? Go ahead, read it. I made it pull the wrong verse, sis. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so at that time, Jeremiah 31:1 in Septuagint, or 38 actually in Septuagint. At that time, says Yah, I will be a Elohim to the family of Yasharal. and they shall be to me a people.
That's verse 1 in the KJV.
I'm sorry, sis. I think I did pull this from the Septuagint. So these are the witnesses, and this is the verse we're standing on. The text is saying that he's going to be a power, a God of the families of Israel. And what we like to say, you have to be true to the text. When you're having these conversations, again, I don't debate. I just don't debate. That's not me. I will have a conversation with people, but you have to. One thing about athletics is entertaining because we're supposed to be on evil play. You had the same amount of practice time. You got 20 seconds to shoot. I got 20 seconds to shoot. So when you have conversations about this religion and this theology, we have to be on equal playing ground. So you have to show me where this was redacted. You have to show me where this was updated. Now I'm going to be a God to all the world. And with the text, even with the KJV, they're not going to be able to do this. So this is our scriptural focus. This is the Most High speaking through Jeremiah. He says, at this time, I'm going to be the power of all the families of Israel, the whole 12 tribes. So that's our scriptural focus. Any comments or questions on that one? So now we can get into Bloodlines and Beliefs Part 2. And I'm slowly building the climax. And I believe I should be able to get this done in 3 parts. But y'all know how when you start building these notes, all the kind of things starts coming out the woodwork. So if something come out, pop up in your spirit, just go ahead and share it. If I have it, I have it. If I don't, I don't. I could add it to part 3. But it's like this. Once you see a car or your neighbor get a car and you start seeing that car everywhere, that's how these verses are. You're like, oh my God, it's right here. It's right here. And I'm going to say the New Testament for maybe part 3 because that's when the Christians think, well, yeah, you're right as far as the Old Testament, but now because of the blood of Jesus, now he's the God. So I say the New Testament verses for last. We're going to address all of that. So the first witness is Exodus 5, and let's pull 1 through 3. Anybody want to help us out? Washamath, and these are the names. That's what our elders called it. Washamath, and these are the names. Chapter 5, verses 1 through 3.
I can read it.
The water says.
And afterward Moses and Aaron went in and told Pharaoh, Thus saith the Most High of Yasharallah, Let my people go, that they may hold a feast unto me in the wilderness. And Pharaoh said, Who is Yahweh that I should obey his voice to let Yasharallah go? I know not the Most High, neither will I let Yasharallah go. And they said, The Elohim of the Hebrews have met with us. Let us go, we pray thee, 3 days' journey into the desert, and sacrifice unto Yahweh our Elohim, lest he fall upon us with pestilence or with the sword. So, just to learn something, on the way learning something, this Pharaoh, he has taken the title of Pharaoh. He's really not Kemetic. He's not Egyptian. This is an Assyrian king who has overtaken Egypt. So when he says, who is Yahweh, he's actually saying, I don't know your God. I don't know your God. But here's just one proof text that Moses is trying to tell him the God of the Hebrews is commanding us to leave here. You need to obey him. This is just one. So this Pharaoh is talking cash money right now. Who is Yahweh that I should let you go? He's talking cash money. Any comments or questions about that? I thought I had a follow-up. I did.
This was the one that took over after the Pharaoh that knew Joseph.
Right. So this Pharaoh came from Assyria. The history is in Jeremiah, I believe it is. But the Syrians seen that we're getting deep in Egypt. Because at this time, we're just here now. At this time, there still was a famine in the world. So everyone had to come to Egypt to buy goods. So these Assyrians, I guess they were coming, those Hebrews are getting deep in Goshen. So they must have reported back to their king. And that king says, let's go oppress them because they're going to eventually want to come back to Canaan. So this is a Syrian king or Pharaoh who's taking that title. Now he's talking cash money. Let me see if I'll pull it up. I may have it coming up late. He's talking cash money right now. The next witness is in Zechariah 14 and 17. Zechariah 14 and 17. Yah has remembered or remembered of Yah. 14 and 17. Anybody want to grab that one?
I'll read it.
The water out.
Zechariah 14, verse 17. And it shall come to pass that whosoever of all the families of the earth shall not come up to Jerusalem to worship the King Yahweh Almighty, even these shall be added to the others.
So this is another proof text. You have to come up to Jerusalem to worship. So what is this exposing? Because, oh man, we're just here. I love it. Why do you have to come up to Jerusalem? Because that's where the Most High dwells. Because if he's the God of the earth, you can worship him in Rome. You can worship him in Russia. He's saying, when I restore my people, y'all got to come up and honor me in Jerusalem. That's where I dwell at. So this whole fallacy, he's the God of the earth. Why he's saying you got to come to Jerusalem now? These have been in front of our face the whole time. It's just, the Most High is giving us revelation more and more in these last days. He is the God of us, the Israelites. It just so happened we happen to be the Israelites. And you mad where we look. Y'all been giving those fish people billions of dollars for years. To this day, they still give them billions. They're only standing against Iran because of the United States. And y'all standing with them because you think they're God's people. So your whole theology, you know that God has a certain people. But now everyone is saying it's not those people, it's these people. So he belongs to us personally. And this makes you, well, I speak for myself. This helps me fight harder when I know he's my power. He has done this for my people. It helps you hold on longer when you're going through battles. Any comments about that witness? I want to go back. I thought maybe I mixed my slides up. Because that Pharaoh was talking cash money, like who is Yahweh that I should let him go? Let's go to Exodus when he finally let us go. Let's go to the Exodus. I think it's 12, and watch what he does. Now he's been humbled. I think it's 12. Let's go to Exodus 12. And this is the first Pesach. Shalom, sis. So this is after the firstborn is smitten, and they're finding about it. Now this Pharaoh is talking cash and money. Who is Yahweh that I should listen to him, obey, and let you go? Let's pick it up at 12 and 31. Anybody?
I got you.
The water, elder.
Exodus 12 and 31. And Pharaoh called Moshe and Aaron by night and said to them, Rise and depart from my people, both you and the children of Yasharal. Go and serve Yahweh your Elohim, even as you say, and take with you your sheep and your oxen. Bless me also, I pray.
You see how now you was talking cash and money. Who is your power? Now my power done showed you who I am. I done showed you who my people are. Now, well, before you go, bless me too. It's going to happen again. The Most High, like you said, how they snuffing people out. Most High sees that innocent blood is crying out. It's going to happen again. He's going to show these people, these are my people, and you can do nothing with them. He's going to put. I love walking past. I walk past these people to job, my tunics on, whatnot, and I look them dead in the face, walk past them, say a word. I love the fear in their eyes. Like, man, I love it, but it's not for me to put it on. The Most High is going to put that fear on me. I see them drop their eyes like, yeah, I'm not American. I'm not a Negro. No, sorry to put. I'm not a Negro. Most High is going to put the fear of these nations on us. So I just want to bring that out. I thought I added to the slides, but I must have had it in my heart.
It's ironic because you hit it on the head, right? Because people will tell you today that, well, we bless Israel because the scriptures say God's going to bless those who bless Israel. So they already see it as a nationalistic thing. They just place it there falsely, right? But like you said, as soon as you say, well, nah, they the fakes, we the real people, now that psychological, the cognitive dissonance kick in, because it's like, oh, no way, it's y'all, but they already got the mentality that God's people can bless the other nations. Yeah. It's by means of his people that the other nations will be blessed. So even though they know that, and like you said, it's just the racial construct that kick in and just make it so hard for them to just accept it.
It's like that. It's like that cartoon we grew up with, where the person's head just swells up with air and pops. That's you can see there. Like y'all can't. But then, even though the brothers are brash with the delivery, we just calmly says, "Well, he has hair like wool." It's like y'all hair is not like wool. His feet is. So it's like, but it's that cognitive dissonance. No, y'all can't be. It could be anybody but y'all. They'll turn Chinese people into the people faith. Somebody got to the comments. I missed that comment. Somebody had a comment. I can't really. It's hard to navigate in this. Okay, did you want to bring them out? You want us to bring those out, or you just post for edification?
Khan, it just goes along with what y'all talking about as far as how you want to see the fear of Yah on you in the faces of the other nations. I just posted 2 Ezra 2:27-29. It says, "Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but you shall be merry and have abundance. The heathen shall envy you, but they shall be able to do nothing against you, says Yah. My hands shall cover you, so that your children shall not see hell."
So that's why, like, them stories, like people going missing. It's just, I'm ready for it to be over, but it's not our will. It's the Most High's will be done. So, like, I don't know. I love watching the Purple and Gold videos when they're marching like 50 deep through them cities. I get goosebumps. I get goosebumps, but it's like, because that's about to be magnified times 1,000,000 a minute. But it's like the Most Hand is not really totally back with us yet. Like they can hurt you right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do we do? Like, do we just keep house to house, door to door till it's time? But their work is being fruitful, because the brother who witnessed to me, he came from those One West camps. It's just that he didn't have that spirit on him. He was very calm and meek when he talked to me. Now, when we went to his church, I was like, we in North Philly, the Badlands, and we go to this storefront church, and they got the garments on, and this preacher just the blue-eyed devil. I'm like, yo, like, I don't think this is right. That's all he could like. This is like a hate group. Like I couldn't receive, like, man. But me and him kept building because he was calm. But it's that passion, and then that it's like the stages of grief, and that's where a lot of brothers get stuck in, that mad stage. Like, y'all lied to us, and my mom died in church, and we got stories. My wife, like, it's been people going to this church for years, and the pastor wouldn't even bury their family. Like, nah, they want to charge you. Like, so, but it's not up to us. We have to let the Most High put this thing out. Right now, they still have the powers and means to hurt us.
You know what? To your point, it's crazy, because I brought this out some weeks ago, and I know I got some looks or whatever, because I know people use this verse a lot for now. You know what I mean? But to your point where you're saying, yes, they can hurt us. We don't have, we don't. His glory is not on us. That particular glory is not on us now. Right. They can still hurt us and do these things. I mean, we see it every day.
Right.
We hear about it every day. And I was reading Isaiah 54:17.
Calm.
You know what I'm saying?
Calm.
And I was reading it, and it says, "I will not suffer any weapon formed against you to prosper, and every voice that rises up against you in judgment, you shall vanquish them, and your adversary shall be condemned."
Come on now.
And I know people utilize that for now, but when you look at it, that's a future
tense.
That's future tense, is what he's saying. You see what I'm
Facts.
saying? It's not for now, it's future.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying?
Facts.
So
that's the reading comprehension that I'm trying to spread to y'all, because again, that Isaiah 54:17 is a Christian staple. You know what I mean? They got songs about it. Hezekiah Walker and them got them songs about it. Like you just pointed out, that's a future tense. Right now, you go out there talking about, I'm the Jew.
Exactly.
the fish can shoot you. So those are the eyes that the Most High is giving us. Like, wait a minute, like He's not the God of the earth. Yes, He owns the earth, but He's only the God of these people, and that's what these witnesses are bringing out. Great, that's a great witness out. Anybody else? Man, I get excited getting to this word.
Yeah, the parallel, like what y'all talk, like again, we in that waking up stage of the, okay, Pharaoh, let my people go. You know, the plagues is probably starting, but they ain't played out yet. So Pharaoh ain't let us go yet. But in that process, they were still subjected to get the business if they got out of hand.
Facts.
You know, like, so until the plagues played out and it was time for them to go, you didn't see the Most High's hand cover and protect them until they got up out of there.
Come on now.
You know, then when they tried to come attack them, He fought for them. They ain't have
Facts.
to themselves.
Facts.
So we in that process right now of, he ain't covering us yet.
Right.
You know, in the process. I mean, we see the process of the prophecies playing out.
Facts.
And we see the plagues coming, but we ain't left yet. You know,
Facts.
So we still under subjection to the heathen.
Exactly.
Come on now.
You gotta
These are
be
just the
quiet.
earthly things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This is not.
It's not hard to see. You see that
Right.
they try to over spiritualize this text. This is a physical text for a national people, and it's like He's a national power. Man, the witnesses are all over. After today, if you guys didn't watch part 1, you're gonna start seeing them all. Even in the so-called New Testament, He's letting them know it's about I'm their power. They're my people. And it's just, it is what it is. It's a hard text, but we have to do it. Daniel 3:29. Daniel 3:29.
I'll read it.
The bottom.
Therefore, I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made of dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after that sort.
Come on, man. The Most High just showed out, and now this Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar like, yo, anybody talk about the God of the Hebrews, they're done. Your whole family is done. This is letting you know, and this is how you know the Most High don't want these people. Because even though He said that, He didn't give up Baal. He still was under Baal worship. But the fact that He knew their God, the God of the Hebrews, is the real God. Can't no God deliver after this sort. This has been in our face the whole time. But this Christian religion, I don't want to turn this into bashing Christianity, but this Christian religion, this theology had just, it spread through the world like wildfire because of the Catholic Church or the Holy Crusades. Now, believe in Jesus and God loves you. He doesn't. He doesn't. It's hard to hear. He doesn't. He don't. If He did, He would correct you. What nation has He corrected like us? That's why I love and hate that Romans 3:23. Is it? Somebody double check. All have sinned and fallen short. It's like Paul is referring to Israel.
Right.
All of us have fallen in, because Paul I was killing believers. But if all have sinned like the whole world, why y'all ain't get beat to death?
Right.
Why y'all ain't get put on ship? Because if He's a just God, we should all be suffering the same punishments. Daniel later on says that Daniel prayer we like to pray. Nothing has been done in the world that you have done in Jerusalem. Like that's our repentance prayer for me. Like that's the ultimate repentance. Like, Father, have mercy on us, forgive us. We have sinned against you. And so that Romans 3:23, I think it is. Like it is the water. It's not all the world have sinned and come short. It's all of us. All of us have turned our backs on Him. Or how many times we like? I don't want to talk about business, but you know, me and Shamaria talk like you done sit with the Bible in front of you. Like you inviting this female in your house, and the Bible's right there.
Yeah, chilling.
And now you just talk this real quick. Like,
Let me
close this real quick. Like, so all of us have, you know what I mean? Like, all of us have fallen short of the glory of Yah, not the whole world. He's our power, and He showed out. And now this Babylonian king, who I think he had built that statue by now. Is this? This is before the statue?
Is this before the statue?
Now this is
Is this before or after the statue?
I think, 'cause
No,
two
this was
is,
after because
Yeah, because
they
you
got
wanted to
promoted.
worship the.
Yeah.
This is after the statue?
Yeah, this was
so,
after.
like, the Most High just showed up and showed out. And now after he done built this great old statue, he's like, the God of the Hebrews is the true God. It's the facts of the case. He belongs to us and we belong to him. It is what it is.
Man, Salaki, real quick.
Mhm.
So, you keep sparking stuff, man. So I'm sorry.
Let the spirit move, man.
Nah, but it's simply put, if you really look at it, out of all of the nations of people, when it comes to our people, clearly you can see by chance, no matter who rise up and try to be in our favor, it always gets stamped out.
Facts.
They made it an issue to make sure that we don't have a savior in regards of us. So we still fighting for rights that all of these other nations already got reconciled, for with the issues that happen to them. But when it come to us, we the last ones that still fighting. Like, why we ain't got our reparations? Where is our true, restoration to what's been done to us? But the scriptures is clear when it comes to the Most High's people. He's going to be the one to show up and fight for them. The nations will have to know that you are
Facts.
my people.
Facts.
So it's clear when you look at it. Everybody asks the question, well, why are we still fighting? Why are we still struggling? Why we don't never? Well, biblically, the answers are there. Prophetically, our answers ain't going to come by means of no man. It's going to come by means of him.
I regret it, but the last time I voted was for Barack, 'cause I thought he was our people, and that second term he didn't get me because once he did that gay marriage thing, like yeah, because even though we was Christian at the time, like I can't rock with you, but like you saying, like y'all get out and vote and make sure you do the governor votes too. That's important. No, you got to know who that. I'm not here because of no governor. I'm here because I done transgressed against the great I am. That's why knowing who you are is important. Like y'all got no rallies and Black Lives Matter. No, the commandments matter. You know what I mean? So the water for that. The next witness, I think we got a couple more. We're gonna get up out of here. This is Isaiah 5 and 7. Isaiah 5 and 7. The language is plain. The Most High is not obscure. It's not a hidden thing. It's not a mystery. He doesn't talk to us. Every time he gives parables, right next after the parable is the explanation. He doesn't have us guessing about what he wants and what he's doing for us. Isaiah 5 and 7.
For the vineyard of the Most High of hosts is the house of Israel, and the man of Yehuda is pleasant plant. And he looked for justice, but behold, oppression, for righteousness, but behold, a cry for distress.
So he's telling us, Israel is my plant. Israel is the one I desire. And I've been looking for y'all to be righteous. I'm looking for someone to stand up and restore righteousness. No one is doing, not even the Levites. But it doesn't negate that Israel is his plant. Let's get the cross-reference in Luke 13 and 6. Liv, can you get that? And can someone get the cross-reference in Psalms 80? Psalms 80, 8 through 11. Just more witnesses.
Luke 13, verse 6. He spake also this parable: a certain man had a fig tree planted in his vineyard, and he came and sought fruit thereon and found none. So
the Christians think that's a parable about Christianity. No, this was about Israel because it's tied to Isaiah 5. Israel is my plant, and now Messiah is here telling them a man had a fig tree and he went out expecting fruit and there was none. He's talking about the nation. I'm expecting y'all to be righteous, teaching your sons how to walk like a man, how to work like a man, teaching your daughters how to conduct themselves with holiness and righteousness. Y'all running amok. That Christian religion has hijacked our text to propagate some kind of religion. Everything is about Israel returning to righteousness. What is righteousness? The law, statutes, and commandments. Black and white. The second cross-reference is Psalms 80, Psalms 88 through 11.
I'm going to read it to you.
Water.
Thou hast brought a vine out of Egypt, thou hast cast out the heathen and planted it, thou preparedst room before it, and didst cause it to take deep root, and it filled the land. The hills were covered with the shadow of it, and the boughs therefore were like the goodly cedars. She sent out her boughs into the sea, and her branches into the river. Why hast thou then broken down her hedges, so that all they which pass by the way do pluck her?
So this is again another witness that Israel is his plant, but because of our disobedience, our wickedness, he let the nations destroy us and break us down. But it doesn't negate that Israel is his plant. He's the God of Israel, and Israel is his people. You just can't. It's all over the text. That's why, like, again, we have to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. You know what I mean? Like, you to be out here screaming, "He's not your God." You know how much angst that's going to cause these people. You know how many of these people have donated their life savings to the Christian church, and now you're going to tell me that he's not my God? I might as well kill you now, then, because there's no hope for me. That's why it's like you. Be mindful and always ask Abba, give me the words, what should I say? You know, don't.
And there's a way to stay
right.
in the right spirit.
Right. Some brothers learn something and be so confident. So God don't love you, but bro, that's not wisdom. That's not wisdom. You know what I mean? Now it's like what he said, never kick a man when he's down. If you're telling them God don't, he's not your God, he's not your God, it's like, well, I'm always going off you now.
Right.
I'm always run up in your house and rape your family now. I have no expected end. It's not wisdom to do that. That's why I'm going to publish this, but I'm not going to be out here talking like he ain't your God. I'm not going to do that. It's not wisdom. It's not wisdom. Great point. Now, I think the perfect place to park is here in 2nd Ezra. This is a staple. This is a clear witness why the Christian church don't read from Ezra. It doesn't fit their theology. It doesn't fit their theology. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54, and we're going to run it down to 59. 2nd Ezra 6 and 54, it is a staple. Anybody can grab it.
My part for reads just a tad bit different.
You go ahead and bring it out.
54:59.
Yep.
2nd Ezra 6. And over these, Adam, whom you ordained, master over all the works that you have made, of him come we all, the people whom you have chosen. So
this is I think Sister Joyce or somebody was asking how, when they go back to Abraham wasn't an Israelite and Moses wasn't an Israel. Well, not Moses. Abraham wasn't an Israelite and Isaac wasn't an Israelite. How do we like contend with that, or how do we respond to that? And it's like, well, first of all, the language Israelite is a pagan word. Yasha'al means a prince of Yah. They are princes of Yah. Every one of the righteous seed, Adam, Noah, Enoch, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, they are princes of Yah. So they are Israelites.
And to that point also, because I get that a lot as well, that's why the genealogies are there.
Khan.
You know what I mean?
Khan.
From, when you start from, not from Adam, but from Seth.
Khan.
Okay? You see the genealogies there, and you see there's a people that he chose, a line that he chose from everyone else, from Seth, and then after the flood, from who? Shem.
Shem's line. Come on now.
So all the way through, you see there was always a people that he chose, and it ends up, Abraham, Isaac. Someone's at the door, babe.
And that's why, like these studies like this and these conversations, I wish the church would have these conversations. They're all about like programs and shows like Jersey Day and I'm recording, but it's just like take your time and let's study what this text is about. It's about a bloodline. It's about a bloodline. So we go to 2nd Ezra 6 and 54 because the Christians like to go back to before Moses. Let's go back before the Israelites. And now we're getting 2nd Ezra 6:54. He's saying, of Adam come all. Everybody comes from Adam. But continue on reading.
Yeah. Verse 55. All this have I spoken before you, O Adonai, because you have said that for our sakes you made this world. 56. As for the other nations, which also come of Adam, you have said that they are nothing, and are like to spittle.
Like what?
To spittle.
Spittle. Y'all guys, you know what spittle is when you're singing or talking, spittle comes out. You don't even bother to wipe because it's nothing to wipe. So when they try to say, well, what about Adam? What about Enoch? We're getting 2nd Ezra. Everybody comes from Adam, yes. But the other ones who came from Adam, he don't care about them. He just not thinking. He said they be a spittle. be as spittle. And this is a hard. That's why, like, they don't hate us. And I was going to open with this. They don't hate us because of our skin color.
No.
They hate us because they know we're the chosen nation. I was going to pull it up. I wish I had now, but anyway, you guys can read the Fox Book of Martyrs. I have a copy here, and there's digital copies. The Fox Book of Martyrs, they turned us into Christians. It's the Christians being persecuted. It was the Hebrews who rejected Catholicism. They said that they were throwing our bodies in the water, and the ocean was spitting the bodies back to the shore. Now, people say that's a fairy tale. My point being, like we said earlier, the Most High's hand's not fully on us yet. There was a part where he constantly showed those Romans, they're my people. And the Romans recorded these things. So the nations hate us not because we're black. They know we are the chosen seed, and he don't want their nation. Elder?
Man, that's crazy that you said that, because that's what, you talk about those witch trials and all that stuff like that or whatever, and that's why they would burn cats to the stake. It was not just random people. Like you said, Most High was showing miracles, and that's why they thought, oh, they have to be witches or they have to be sorcerers, this and that, or whatever. It was ruse that Most High was showing miracles through.
What he's referring to, you guys can Google it, is pull this up. Polycarp. Polycarp taught John. Polycarp taught John, the one who wrote Revelations. When they killed Polycarp and put him on the fire pile, his body wouldn't even burn.
Wouldn't burn.
His body wouldn't even burn. So what they had to do, they had to go stab him. And Polycarp, but they say he was praising God the whole time. So the Most High kept showing these people, y'all can't hurt them if my hand is on them. It's going to happen again. That's why that Gerald.
Well, go finish your thought.
That Ezekiel, Joel, that 3, they're going to be mighty men running up the walls. And if they get thrusted through, we're going to be superheroes. And you can't, like, I just shot him. You thought you did. Yah, the glory of Yah is on his people. You can't rock with us. It's going to happen again.
So it seems that Israel, the title of Israel, more so speaks to an office, an assignment, than just a name. Because if Adam and then all of the righteous, if everybody comes from Adam, okay, we take that off the table. We know everybody comes from Adam. And then when you bring that verse in, it shows that even the ones that spittle came from him. But the importance, the office, is those who fall under Israel, Yasharel, princes of the Most High, and that has everything to do with their obedience and walking in righteousness.
Come on now,
right? So since everybody don't walk in that office and fulfill that, then you're not under that umbrella. So it's essentially saying that's why the Bible focuses on the righteous lineage from Adam all the way down. That's why David's brothers didn't fall under that. He would have been the one of his generation.
Come on now.
In that household to be in it.
Come on.
I think that's more so the focus. And I think what happened is if you don't attack it from that standpoint, and you just make it a bloodline thing, that's when it get convoluted, when you have some of these bruises not actually living a righteous life,
right,
but still claiming the office.
Right.
And they're going to have a rude awakening. Versus those who actually walking in it, and that name now actually applies. To them.
That's the perfect. I see you, Zabaria. That's the perfect conversation to have even with a Christian, or you performing the office of a prince of Yah. Because now, if you're saying you're Yashar Allah, you're a prince of Yah, but we got a clear manifest how we're supposed to move. And Christmas and Easter, suit and tie is not. It's not part of our manifest. Elder than Zamoya, you had something. Zamoya.
Well, the Raya wants to know. Yeah.
Oh. Okay, Nawai, you got it out.
Khan, that was a perfect segue or a comment to make, because I've had my hand up ever since you first mentioned about the comment where people saying, oh, well, Abraham wasn't an Israelite, Adam wasn't an Israelite, et cetera, et cetera. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I was talking to Myron about this a few weeks ago. Well, Jacob's name wasn't always Israel either, if you want to go that route. So you got to start looking at the function of the title that he was given. So what Gerald said is exactly how I was going to put it. So just to kind of like modernize it, if you will, it's almost as if the Most High is knighting Jacob. When like they'll kneel down and they'll take the swords and tap their shoulders, like I dub thee Yashar Allah. You're a prince of the power. You know what I'm saying? So that just like Gerald was saying, once you have been appointed in that authority, you have to function in that quote unquote name or reputation. So if you've been anointed to be a prince, then you have to start conducting yourself as such. So, just like what Gerald was saying, when the Most High knighted or anointed Jacob to be a prince of the power, he just remembered the promise that he made with Abraham. And just like y'all said, that's why the genealogy goes from, in Matthew and in Luke, from Yahushua all the way back up to the Most High, because they are all, that is the lineage of the princes of the power, if that makes sense. But I yield with that.
The water, and what you said too, it helps us, because if we're supposed to be functioning like princes, now how we police ourselves, how we police our marriages. Like, okay, you can't be moving like that. You're calling yourself a prince of Yah, so you have to shake it off, pray it off, and get back in line. You see how this thing is practical? All that religion and shaking and running. Somebody run around the house. No. This thing is practical. The commandments say I need to do this and forgive. And it helps us. I swear to goodness, like I say all the time, if it wasn't for the commandments, our marriage wouldn't last. It'd be this help you get back in line. This thing is practical for us. That's why it's like, again, if you're saying you're God's people, well, according to this text, God's people move like this, and you're not moving like this. That was a powerful witness. The water for that, Nariah. Anybody else? Where we at? Out that second Ezra 6 and 56.
Yeah, 56 again. As for the other nations which also come over down, you have said that they are nothing and are like to spittle, and you have likened the abundance of them to a drop that falls from a vessel.
Y'all know you're carrying water. You don't care about that. You ain't about to go, oh my God, drop. Let me put that. You gonna keep taking the 5-gallon bucket to where you gotta get it. This is why they will never read this inside the church. This don't fit. This knocks their theology up the park. All this, we're all God's children, just say this repentance prayer, name it, claim, I receive, believe it. No, y'all are spittle to him. Israel is his vessel. Let's read on.
And now, 57, and now, O Adonai, behold these nations which are reputed as nothing, be masters over us and devour us. But we, your people, whom you have called your firstborn, your only begotten, and your fervent lover, are given into their hands. If the world now be made for our sakes, why do we not possess for an inheritance our world? How long will this endure?
So this whole world, they try to turn it into a globe, that whole ball. It's not a ball, but this whole earth was made for us. We should be ruling because of our sins. Last hired, first fire. But now we see the Most High, the east wind is blowing. Like, see, we got Gentiles, innocent Gentiles, righteous Gentiles saying those people are the people of God. So we see the winds are blowing. This thing is about to get reversed soon, very soon. Also, I want to throw in here, it came to my mind when Nariah was speaking, that Psalms 82. That's Psalms 82 and 6. I say ye are gods or powers, and all of you children of the Most High. We have to be fair with the text. Tell a Christian, show me where this is about your religion. He's talking to the children of Israel. He said, I said that all of y'all are gods. And you are children of the Most High, but you're going to die like the nations. We can take that word man out. You're going to die like a Gentile. We were supposed to be eternal. I'm getting ahead of my class, but that's the end game. I said it during prayer last week. The end game is eternal. Like, you can do what you want. Ain't no more going to work 40 hours. Go do what you want to go fishing. You want to go sing. You want to go to the moon. Go ahead, go to the moon for the day. Like,
Wisdom of Solomon talks about that.
that's the end game. Getting your eternity back. That's our end game. Adam wasn't supposed to die. He didn't start dying until he disobeyed. Now he passed that on to us. The end game, yes, learning Hebrew and wearing garments is cool, but the end game is getting your eternity back. All right, I just want to throw that in there. I messed up my slide. I didn't put the right doing the copy and editing. Let's hop over to 2nd Ezra. I think it's 9. I think it's 9, and because the slide has the verses, but I didn't change the numbers. And it's towards the end where he says that my one great and let the multitude perish who was born in vain. So it's like 9 and 21 starts at 21.
Great part of a cluster.
Con. So this is 2nd Ezra 9. We'll start at 21. You get the same language.
Get that?
Con. Thank you.
Yeah, 2nd Ezra 9, verse 21. And I saw and spared them, but not greatly, and saved me. Is that it? Not that one?
No. I think you switched the words up.
Oh yeah, my drawing was different. You want to read?
Read. Let me hear yours read.
And I saw and spared them, but not greatly, and saved me a grape out of a cluster, and a plant out of a great forest.
Oh wow. Okay.
Black changes everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Man. Y'all caught that? What version is that?
This is, what is this? The Covenant Christian Coalition.
Okay.
This has all the books in it.
Let's pull this one from the KJV then.
Yeah.
2nd Ezra 9 and 21, he says, and I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Verse 22, they will never read this in church. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. That's hard language.
Yes, sir.
That's a hard power we serve. So when they try to say, well, Moses or Abraham wasn't an Israelite, go back to Adam. You let them know this 2nd Ezra is the same Ezra in the KJV. It's the same prophet. The same prophet of Yah. He's telling, the Most High is talking to him saying, I got one people. And he's calling us a grape. Let the multitude die. All those ones got jabbed up. I got people around me coughing for no reason. You've been coughing for 2 weeks. You drinking water ain't going to help you. You've been obeying these nations. You're going to die with these nations.
The writer, he said maybe we should start at 18 for context.
Oh, what?
He said maybe we should start at verse 18 for context.
Oh, so go back up 18. Yeah, listen, I can read the whole chapter. 2nd Ezra 9 and 18. And now when I prepared the world, everybody, which was not yet made, even for them to dwell in, that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed. Everyone was God's children then. Everyone was obeying him. But now the manners of them which are created in this world that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed. The seed of the serpent has corrupted the Most High's children. And by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was peril because of the devices that were come into it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the... So let's put this in context. He saw the world that he created becoming sick with perils. Men with men on animals. He says, but I spared that world. How did he spare the world? What big event he spared the world? The flood. So he said, do y'all see how this is lining up? He said the world was in great perils, but I spared it greatly, but I kept me a grape of the cluster. This is Noah's line. This is how we said Adam, Enoch. Now Noah's carrying the line. So he said, I spared it greatly. I spared that evil world greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept. If they don't like 2nd Ezra, that's why we pull Isaiah 5. That Isaiah 5 is in your KJV. So if you don't like 2nd Ezra, Isaiah is repeating his uncle here. So now you got to take Isaiah out your Bible. Now you got to take Psalms out your Bible. You see how much you got to cut out your Bible when you don't believe that we're the children of Israel? Somebody has something, because I can't see.
Narai got his hand up.
Narai, go ahead, Ak, you got it.
Khan, I just wanted to run this idea by y'all because as you were reading it this time, I had a thought when it said that I saw the world and spared it greatly. It says something along that fact, and the way you just broke it down. Is that saying that Yah spared the world by killing the sinful and wicked? Is that what that's saying?
I would say yeah, like he spared that era because he could have destroyed everything.
Right.
The creation, the land, and he could have destroyed everything, but he just started over. So I think what you're saying is on point.
Okay. Wow. All right.
But
because remember he saved whom he saw was righteous, those 8 people,
those 8 souls,
because Noah and his family. So he saved those 8 souls, but everyone else, he in his eyes was wicked. Everything else was wicked. And
so Noah and his sons didn't have multiple women on that boat.
No.
You see how you see how you just ask questions?
That's right.
8 souls, you said.
8 souls, right?
Noah had his 1 girl, and his 3 boys had their 1 girl. You see how their doctrine don't make, even in our community. Because wouldn't it make sense? Let's park here for 1 second. I'm about to destroy the earth, and I want the earth to be repopulated again.
Right.
So wouldn't it be helpful to give these men multiple women if that's what I wanted?
Right. Exactly.
He didn't do that, did he?
No, he did not.
My 1 girl can have 50 kids if the Most High see fit.
Right.
You see how their doctrine, I mean, even in our community, their doctrine is like, I read it like, I hate to, like, you're illiterate, dude. Like, you're illiterate.
Right.
And now you're out here with a platform and you're illiterate.
Yeah, it's funny because I was just thinking, like, he took the time to specify different kinds of animals, different types of animals. But he ain't put different types of people, different kinds of people on that boat.
No, he did not.
It was one righteous household.
One righteous.
Really.
This thing, when you take off that religion, it's practical. Like, well, yeah, because my wife need help around the house, so that's why we got multiple.
No, you helped the wife.
You help the wife, then you have some children. You have some children, and now you can sit down and son, take the trash out. Son, go wash your mom's car. I done did my. You know what I mean? I don't need no multiple women around here. Like their doctrine make every. We just here now because even in our community we got this poor doctrine, and you're duping these innocent girls thinking that they're living a righteous life. It's just madness. That's a sidebar tangent. But when you say 8 souls, it just sparked me like that would have been a perfect like. No way, y'all gonna need some help repopulating the earth. Why don't y'all take like 5 broads with y'all apiece? You know what I mean? He didn't say that.
So real quick, in verse 19, when it say the world that is made are corrupted by perpetual seed, like that's Genesis 6, right? That's what we associating that with.
Let me go to Genesis 6. What Genesis 6 got?
Well, Genesis 6, the angels, the fallen angels.
I believe it's the seed of the I forgot his name. Enoch says that the head angel that fell, Enoch names him, and then that third he snatched with him or something like that. I think that's the perpetual seed.
Okay, yeah, because I can see how other doctrines in this truth can spin off of that verse. That's why I was.
I love everyone trying to teach, man, but my love for our people. When I see these brothers out here, and they be strongly wrong.
Yeah.
like dude, just because you say it loud, like dude, you sound retarded.
See, but hold on. So let's hash this out. So All right, so we read the one earlier that said everybody came through Adam, and then we know he had a line that he gave the office of princes. So we know we already got different people that he ain't dealing with,
right?
That's out here. But now, by the time Genesis 6 comes and it's Noah's genealogy, his time, it's saying that, you know, I was basically with y'all until this perpetual seed corrupted everything.
So everyone was my son. Before this perpetual seed corrupted y'all, all y'all was my sons. And then when y'all started listening to this seed, like the ones who built the Tower of Babel, right. Like them Canaanites, that was the Canaanites started that. That was Nimrod's sons doing that. So y'all Canaanites, y'all definitely out of here. But then you had the other ones joining them. Some of Japhet's sons joined. So they were being before this evil came. Everyone was the Most High's sons.
But the whole earth was one language.
The whole earth was one language.
But wouldn't it make sense though that because Genesis 3 is when you first start hearing the seed talk, the seed of the serpent and the seed of the woman.
Well, now we're going into textual criticism. Who put this text together? We already know the Masoretes tell you they didn't have the full manuscripts, and then now the way they're ordering things is that the right order? Like these chapter breaks are not natural, so they just picking up scrolls and starting to write. So that's when you get a little bit into textual criticism. Like we don't know if this version is really how the chronology is together. So if that makes sense.
It's not chronological. It's not chronological.
Right, because my wife used to say it, Sister Marsh?
No, right.
My wife used to say it all the time when she started reading the scriptures. She was like, I'm getting confused because last chapter this person died, or last book this person died. Now I'm reading Ezekiel, and so they back living. It's like they're not in order. Like it was confusing. Like, yeah, I said they're not in order. So that may be the case right here. Now, Ryan, you got something out?
Khan, just to give my witnesses for what Gerald was asking, I believe that this is coinciding with what Shalal was talking about in Romans 7 and 23, when it says, "But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members." So that perpetual seed, in my understanding, is talking about the seed of sin. When the serpent started to deceive Mother Eve and she went and talked to Adam and had him eat the fruit. So I don't necessarily think it's talking about a physical people. I think it's talking about a seed of discourse to disobey Yah. Because when you go back and read 2nd Ezra 9 and 19, it says, "For then everyone obeyed, right. But now the manners," which means their works, "of them which are created in this world, that is made are corrupted by a perpetual seed," that seed of being sin,
right,
"and by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves." So they forsook the law of Yah and started to do the works of Satan. So that perpetual seed of wickedness is what caused them to be destroyed by the deluge, and ultimately where we're headed now with the fire. But those are just my witnesses in regards to what y'all are talking about.
Yeah, it lines up.
Yeah, when we talk about at that time, because again, remember the whole world was one language. They were all, doing the will of the Most High, because we know the commandments were from way back. You know what I'm saying? And which is the reason why he gave them 120 years. Right. To repent, and we know what repent means. Repent means to return back to. So, I mean, that lines up. That makes perfect sense.
But I think what may be getting Gerald caught up is you're calling this book Genesis to start, and we got in the first 3 chapters is when the serpent talked. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I like Jubilees better than Genesis, because Jubilees, they call Jubilees like the big Genesis, or this is really truncated, but. Because if you read the KJV, it's like that disobedience came right then and there. But now 2nd Ezra is saying they all obeyed. So like it's like confusion. So we don't know how long it was before he listened to Eve and they disobeyed. But that perpetual seed that caused them is in us now. It's why we struggle with our flesh. That perpetual seed coming from Satan is still plaguing us to
Right.
this day.
And
Somebody,
then lastly, just First John chapter 3, and I think this kind of ties it all together. In verse 7, it says, "Little children, let no man deceive you. He that doeth righteousness is righteous, even as he is righteous. He that committeth sin is of the devil, for the devil sinneth from the beginning. For this purpose the Son of Elohim was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil. Whosoever is born of Elohim doth not commit sin, for his seed remaineth in him, and he cannot sin because he is born of Elohim. In this, the children of Elohim are manifest, and the children of the devil. Whosoever doeth not righteousness is not of Elohim, neither he that loveth not his brother." So I think that one kind of like makes it a little bit clear as well.
also, this is a great proof text. The Most High is with us because I said it earlier about returning to eternity, and verse 8, Nariah read it. Yahweh was manifest that he may destroy the works of the devil. The devil took our eternity from us. When Adam listened to him, Adam lost it. So Messiah is going to we got to get on out of here. Messiah is going to return us our eternity back to us. Oh, man, this thing is
Right, coming all through on the man's clock.
Oh, praises. The water for that.
The man's clock. He coming through.
The water. That was powerful.
It definitely makes sense, like with the witnesses he added to it, because I'm thinking, like, to me, the all logically would have just been like, all right, my intentions when I created Adam and Eve, y'all was obeying me, y'all were my sons and daughters then, but now this perpetual seed of sin came in the mix, and it seems like from that jump, even with the earlier scripture, he's saying, yeah, everybody came through Adam, but I only had to maintain one perpetual line of princes, of Israel, all the way up until I chose my people out of Egypt and, renamed, whatever, how that played out. So from the jump, it sounded like he's already identifying, saying, yeah, there was people who came from Adam that ain't important. But then there is a lineage that came from Adam that I preserved for myself that is important. So it would seem like this whole perpetual issue happened from the jump and not so much just right at the flood. Because the idea of thinking that the whole earth at the time was obedient,
right? That's
where I'm kind of like, man, these people were wilding out.
Babe, did you have something?
Well, I just wanted to ask, Joe, what chapter 3, what verse? Because is it speaking of perpetual?
Genesis 3, we're seeing when Satan first got them to sin against him, and then sin came into play. But the seed talk, how it says in Genesis 3 that the seed of the woman versus the seed of the serpent. Yeah, so the seed of the serpent, I would think, is the lie, sin, and all of that stuff like that. So if you walk in sin, if you live accordingly, then that's what the First John he just brought out, that applies to those people. The way I would hash it out, the way I would see it.
When you was just speaking to what came to me, all obeyed, that's including the angels, because they're the. Ooh, man, this is good, man. This is that old-fashioned Bible, because the angels are our brothers. And the proof text is Revelation 19 and 10, when John was about to fall down and worship the Malachim. What he told John? Don't do that. I'm your fellow brother. So when that all obeyed, it's even including the heavenly realm. Everything I created was obeying me until that perpetual seed, Satan, was found.
You got angels and people wilding out.
Now you got angels coming down here seeing the daughters of men. Oh, I ain't going back up there. I'm staying down here for a little bit.
Right. And even to your point, as far as it wasn't, like you said, it wasn't everyone. Because you see, I think it's in Genesis, it says right after Seth. After Seth was born, it says, that's when men started to call upon the name of the Most High. Right. So again, there was always just that line.
That line. Seth restored that.
Right. He restored
the righteousness.
Exactly. Right.
Right. You got something out? Most High done blessed him. He can participate at work.
I wanted to pose a question because you made a comment regarding the Malachian being our brothers. So before I ask the main question, I wanted to ask this: would you consider the Malachian Yasher Allah as well?
Come again. That's
Okay,
the language is so important, and a lot of people I seen. We all watched the IUIC with Pastor Price, and one of the brothers was like, "Well, you gotta go into the Hebrew," and one of the Israelite brothers was like, "The Bible is not in Hebrew; it's in English." And I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Oh my god, why'd you say that?" And he was like, "Well, you an Israelite, and you don't know Hebrew." He's like, "God didn't give me the Bible; He gave me the English." I'm like, "Bro, stop saying this because that the language does make a difference. The language when you get to the language." The part my Christianity in me, it breaks the yoke. Knowing
okay,
that Yasha Allah means a prince, yeah, like the angels are princes. They're princes of Yah.
okay. So with that being said, when it says the woman will have enmity against the serpent, and
Mm-hmm.
essentially their children will be warned, the children of the woman, it made me think of in Revelation when the woman was fleeing from the dragon, and it's not necessarily talking about Eve, but could it potentially be talking about the seed of Yasher Allah, the Malachim, who was deceived by Shaitan and came down and lay with the women, as well as the sons of Adam in the earth, who are considered Yasher Allah, who would still be warring against that perpetual seed?
As far as what Revelations, that parable in Revelation,
Yeah.
I see that as just a metaphor of Esau under the power of Satan coming after the children of Israel. That's what that woman running into the wilderness. That's a metaphor for Esau coming after us and how the Most High is going to preserve us.
Okay, Khan, I can definitely see that for sure.
Yeah.
I follow what he's saying. We just had this conversation recently about that too, because it said, the woman was pregnant, but then the woman goes into in the wilderness, and then war break out, whatever, and then it says the earth helped the woman and swallowed up, the water spewed out from the earth and swallowed the woman, and when she got taken away for that 1260 or whatever, it says Satan was mad, so he took his anger out on the remaining
Of the seed.
remaining of the seed, so it was always understood with the woman, because you ask people doctrinally, well, who's the woman? They'll say Israel. And you say, okay, well, who is the remnant of the seed, remaining seed? They'll say Israel.
Right.
But his question, like, if we saying that the angels are also a part of that,
Right.
that princes of Yah,
Right.
under that lineage, then clearly, water broke out in the heavens, so the angels had already fought. So that the celestial aspect been dealt with. So now the attention is on the earthly aspect.
Right.
Because we still here. But it seems like it's been settled in heaven. As above, so below. Well, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. It already been settled in heaven, celestially.
Yeah.
It ain't been settled on the earth yet.
Yeah,
So
I definitely can see that because I don't think there's going to ever be a war in heaven, because to me that's disrespecting the great I am. Like you're saying that he can't control his realm. When he kicked them out, they didn't come back. So when the scriptures mention war in heaven, again, this is when the language comes in. It's them fighting in the sky. It's them. Those fallen angels will never enter where the great I am is again. Because now you're saying I'm almighty, but I can't defend my home. So when the text mentions about war in heaven, it's what we see above us. Like we just hear now. When doing Maccabees, was it Maccabees? Where they kept seeing the chariots circle the sky, and the elders like, they're here for me. They're here for me. So that's war in the heavens is going to be in the air, not in the physical where the great I am.
Where the holy of holies.
Right. They can't do.
Because sin can't dwell there.
No, you can't rock with the great I am. Like he kicked you out, and you guys are never coming back in.
So quick question. So your Job understanding is not that they didn't come together in the Holy of the Holies.
No.
They came together lower than that, but somewhere above us.
Yeah.
In the heavens. When
I just, it makes no sense that Satan has the power to enter in where he got kicked out of.
Yeah.
Now you're putting him on an equal plane with the great I am. That's a logical fallacy. Like, that makes no sense. I kicked you out, but here you pop it back up. Like, hey, let me mess with Job. Like, nah, that don't line up. That don't line up. So I think this is a great place to part for part 2. This 2nd Ezra 9. And again, I know the Christian community don't read from these books, but we have the same language inside the so-called KJV canon. He is our power. We don't. I don't like using God because we know the language, but for the sake of the Christians, we're going to keep fleshing out that the God of the Bible is not the God of the whole earth. He's the God of the children of Israel. And then Gerald put a perfect capstone on it. If you're calling yourself a child of God or a prince of God, are you walking in that office? Because it's a clear manifest of what the children of Israel or the children of God are supposed to be doing. So this is just part 2 of Bloodlines and Beliefs. And this is not going to be an easy class for non-believers or non-commandment keepers to even chew on. You guys can see that some of the comments people put on. I don't pit on mine. I don't promote our class. I just post them once or twice. But I go back every once in a while, and one of the Christians be like, "This is blasphemy. I'm praying for y'all." Like,
now, it's crazy what you just said earlier. How they don't. Of course, they don't read from these books. You know what I mean? It's so-called lost books, whatever. But the Catholic Bible, they have the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha is there, just to let you know that whole 70 AD thing, ransacked Jerusalem and
took our goods.
They have our goods, they have our scrolls, this now, whatever. But they said we can't give this to the rest of the world. We have to keep these, keep that under wraps. You know what I mean? So, but in the Catholic Bible, the Apocrypha is right there.
Right there, and that's how like. Even though the Most High allowed them to chastise us, or He used them to chastise us, He still put a limit on what they can do. Because if you got a 3rd grade, that's not. If you got a 5th grade reading level, I would have destroyed all those books, saying that I'm going to redeem Israel and I'm going to restore. I would have I'm burning all this stuff. I'm going to make sure that Israel can't find their way back home. So that lets you know that. Even though it looks bad for us, like what they done did to us, it looked like, man, God really forsook us. He still had a hand over them, because he said he was going, y'all mocking me and y'all mocking my ways, I'm going to have y'all in great derision. But he still put this is a motorcycle term, he still put a governor on them, a limit. A governor is something that restrains your throttle. Like you can only go so far with your throttle. So even though he let them, they did the business to us, he still had a restraint on them, and it looks like, man, you look at their history, God, you still if y'all did all that with restraint, right. What if He took that restraint off? So the fact that they didn't take our scrolls and just throw them in the sea, Most High, now we waking up like this is for us. He's going to restore us. So Bloodlines and Beliefs is about, again, not trying to provoke them because they're evil, they will kill you, but just to encourage us and help you with your walk. He is your power. He is your power, and you belong to Him.
That's a good point you just made with the governor, with the restraint. There's a verse that talked about in the 1st century how the apostles was sort of like that restraint. But once they died off, that's when the wolves came in and really started messing it up, right? But from the standpoint of what you're saying, to most Christians believe that the Bible as it sits right now, 66 books, they think that God preserved that, and they think that that's infallible, and they think that's Him restoring truth, and their doctrine only holds up with that limited 66 on the surface, right? But the moment you start adding, they learn that it was 14 other books that was removed from that. The moment you add them, that's the actual restoration of Daniel, where it says truth will become abundant in the last days, And that stuff will be, because it's because of those verses that gives us more proof, like we brought out, that no, we are the people, and this is how it's supposed to be understood. Because in the 66, you'll see a verse that say the rest of the nations are spittle. But just that alone, you really ain't got more witnesses to establish the truth.
Right.
But when you bring these in, it becomes undeniable now. It's like you can't argue it now.
There's too many witnesses.
Surface, your perspective of how you took that based on your doctrinal understanding, no, that was a part of the deception. But now that we have the rest of it, now it's like the governor has been exposed. That, you know what I'm saying? So that's a good point.
Elder?
Now with all of this, and even this, the bloodlines, and just for the knowing of our people, another brother had made this point that once you understand it to be your culture, you know what I mean? It's not just words on a page.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? Once you understand it to be your culture, and you truly embrace that, you stop kind of kicking against the pricks, and you know what I'm saying, and kind of in that those shackles of your mind, start to shake and come off.
Facts.
Because now you're embracing it as a culture, even in the midst of Babylon. You're embracing it as a culture. You're not looking for the validation of man anymore. You know what I mean? You're looking to the Most High. You know what I mean? Well, I gotta walk circumspect before my Father.
Fact.
This is the culture that He's given me, and this is what I'm embracing. Never mind what the construct is giving me. This is what I'm embracing. So when you really understand that, I personally believe, and just like that brother, I personally believe it becomes a little bit easier.
That's my whole thing, teaching our culture. Like, I came up with that little culture over everything, because when they ask you, well, why you wear that? Why you don't eat swine? Why you don't eat shrimp? It's not my culture.
That's right.
And what you mean? Like, well, I follow the culture of the God of the Hebrews, and it makes it real to you. So to me, like, it makes it practical. Mm-hmm. It's not my culture to be out here wilding out. Even when we go on vacation. We go on vacation, have a good time, but it's like we still have a governor. Like, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna be out here swinging on no table I'm still an Israelite, I'm still a Hebrew. Even on vacation, like, we don't take this off. Exactly. So you can let your hair down, have a good time. We ain't robots, but now I ain't gonna be out here at the bar with a hookah line. I don't know you to hit the hookah line, bro. I don't know your mouth. Look at that. That's not my culture. We're cultural people. Any last comments or questions before we close out? All praise to the great I am, the water Rabbah, for everyone who tuned in. I pray the Most High increase our understanding. I pray He is magnified and blessed with His work. We're going to get ready to feast up. That food is smelling good. I'm ready to go. So if you guys can stand and face the east. We go ahead. Anybody want to close us out? Abba Yah, we come before your throne, covered by the blood of your only begotten Son. Thanking you for another day of fellowship, another day of grace and mercy. Father, we ask you to forgive us for